Okay, so we are going to check the structure of the past simple or the simple past, okay? So when we are not using the verb to be in a sentence in the simple past form, we have a structure to follow, right? We have affirmative sentences and we need the subject, the verb in the simple past, and the complement, right? For the affirmative sentence. What about the negative sentence? When we want to write a sentence in the simple past in the negative form, what can we say? How can we form this sentence?
Auxiliar. El auxiliar.
Okay, first, we need, at the beginning of the sentence, we need subject. After the subject,
Auxiliar didn't.
the auxiliary verb didn't. After the auxiliary verb didn't, we need
Verb base form.
in the base form, right? The verb in the base form, not in the past, but in the base form. And then the complement, right? Very good. And what about the question form? What do we need first when we form questions? What do we need?
Auxiliary verb.
The auxiliary verb did for the past. What else?
Subject.
The subject, then
Verb.
Verb.
the
Base
verb
form.
in the base form and the complement, right? And sometimes we can add the WH question word at the beginning. So this is the structure we are going to follow when we have a verb that is not the verb to be. ¿Ok? Cuando tenemos un verbo que no es el verbo to be, nosotros seguimos esta estructura para hacer nuestras oraciones en pasado simple. ¿Ok? ¿Y qué pasa cuando tenemos verbo to be? ¿Cuál es la diferencia? ¿Alguien me podría decir? What is the difference when we have a verb to be and we need to do a sentence in the simple past?
No va el auxiliar y va el was y el were.
Yes, we don't need the auxiliary verb. Okay, and the verb, vamos a ponerlo así. The verb is the verb to be in the past, right? For example, here, wasn't or weren't. Right? The same here. The verb here is in the past, of course. The verb that we need is was or were. Right? And what about in the questions? What do we need to change? ¿Qué cambiamos? Para las preguntas con verbo to be, en el pasado. Anybody? ¿Qué cambiaríamos? ¿Cómo formamos una pregunta? En el
Did
pasado.
por el was.
¿Cómo?
El did por el was.
Yes,
En
we
el
need.
pasado.
Mhm. Yes, we change this auxiliary verb for was or were, right? Very good. And we don't need another verb for the simple past. Okay, no necesitamos otro verbo para el pasado simple, solamente el verbo to be. Okay, any questions? Any doubts? Okay, now we are going to check here the regular verbs and irregular verbs, okay? And you told me before that when we have regular verbs, they have ed at the end, right? For example, here we have the verb in the base form, arrive, the past form, arrived, and the past participle, arrived. Recuerden que siempre tenemos, ¿cierto? 3 formas del verbo, pero ahora nos vamos a enfocar solamente en esta, in the past form. Then we have the irregular verbs that they don't follow the rules, okay? We don't add a pattern. They don't follow the pattern. For example, here we have the verb drink, drank, and drank in the past participle, right? So let's check here. The regular verbs are the ones who follow a fixed pattern, okay? Que siguen un patrón. Por ejemplo, le añadimos de al final, ed o ied, ¿cierto? Y los irregular verbs son los que no. They don't follow a fixed pattern, okay? No los podemos, no pueden seguir las reglas que siguen los verbos irregulares. Okay, so let's see here. We are going to check some rules to change the verbs, the base form of the verbs, to the simple past. Okay, algunas reglas que podemos seguir para cambiar los verbos al pasado. Okay, this is the most common rule. When we have a verb, we add the ed at the end. For example, jump, jumped, hold, hold, look, looked, right? So, esta es la regla más general, la regla principal. Then we have another rule that when we have a verb in the base form ends in e, for example here, we need to add just a d, okay? Cuando el verbo termina en e, solamente añadimos la d. For example, liked, agreed, or died. Okay, este es el segundo tipo de verbo, cuando terminan en e. And then we have here when the verb ends in y, in consonant and y, cuando terminan en consonante e y, we erase the y. Okay, we erase the y and add ied. Okay, y le añadimos ied. For example, cry, cried. Study, studied. Marry, marry, married. Okay. Esto es cuando el verbo termina en y, consonante e y. Then we have another. We're going to check the pronunciation. This is something that I said before. We have the different pronunciations for the verbs that finish in ed. Do you remember how many kind of pronunciations do we have in English for these verbs? ¿Recuerdan cuántos tipos de pronunciaciones tenemos para los verbos que terminan con ed?
Sí.
Again, please.
Three.
Three, right? Three, okay. So we follow these three rules when we are talking about a verb in the simple past, the regular verbs, of course, the past participle, and adjectives. There are some adjectives that finish in ed too, right? For example, bored, annoyed, interested, okay? Estos adjetivos que también terminan con ed. So let's check the pronunciation. Here we have the first sound, okay? We follow this rule when the verb, when before the ed, we have a T or a D. Okay? Cuando antes de la ed tenemos una T o una D, sí se pronuncia la ed del final. Wanted, needed, okay? Sí se pronuncia, pero solamente cuando tenemos una T o una D antes de la ed. Okay? Así que tomen en cuenta. Do you remember any other word that has a T or a D before the ed? ¿Alguna otra palabra que tenga T o D antes de la ed? ¿Algún otro verbo? ¿Recuerdan alguno?
Ended.
Ended. Very good. Any other?
Start.
Start. Started. Very good. Any other? ¿Cómo?
Decide.
Decide. Decided. Very good. Okay, so these are the verbs that when we have the ed before this sound, we have T or D, okay? For example, I really wanted to go to that concert. Okay. Then we have the other group of verbs that finish like a T at the end, ¿ok? Y aquí tenemos todos los que terminan en T antes de la ed, ¿ok? For example, he fixed his car last week, ¿ok? Tienen que tener en cuenta que todos los sonidos que tenemos acá se llaman voiceless sounds, ¿ok? Si tenemos un sonido acá que es voiceless antes de la ed, significa que nuestra palabra debe terminar en T para el pasado simple. ¿Qué significa voiceless? Significa que cuando lo pronunciamos esta letra sola, nuestra garganta no tiene una vibración, no tiene un sonido, ¿ok? Entonces por eso se llaman voiceless. Por ejemplo, si ustedes pronuncian la P solita, su garganta no vibra, o la K, o la F, ¿ok? O cualquiera de estas, su garganta no vibra, entonces por eso son voiceless, ¿ok? Y todas estas terminan en T cuando le añadimos la ed. For example, helped, worked, sniffed, loved, washed, watched, ¿ok? Todas en T. Then we have the last sound, that is a D at the end. Suena como una D al final. And here we have the others. Todas estas que tenemos antes de las ed son voiced. Recuerdan que las primeras eran voiceless, que no tenían sonido, que no vibraba la garganta, pero estas sí. Cuando ustedes hacen la L solita, o la N, o la R, o la G, cualquiera de estas, nuestra garganta vibra. Por ejemplo, si dicen L, nuestra garganta tiene una vibración. Cualquiera de estas. ¿Ok? Entonces por esas son voiced. Y cuando tenemos este tipo de sonidos antes de la ed, nuestro sonido tiene que ser como una D. Cold, cleaned, offered, damaged, loved, used. ¿Ok? Como si fuese una D al final. Y también en este grupo de palabras tenemos vowel sounds. ¿Ok? Cuando nuestra palabra, o cuando tenemos un sonido de vocal antes de la ed, sonido, no siempre una vocal, sino un sonido de vocal, también termina como D. Por ejemplo, acá la palabra follow termina como si fuera O, ¿cierto? Como si fuese una vocal. Entonces, por esa razón, cuando le añadimos ed, termina como D. Followed. ¿Ok? Lo mismo con enjoy. Enjoy y termina en E, right? Enjoy. Por esa razón, cuando le añadimos ed, se pronuncia enjoyed, como una D al final. Okay? So these are the rules that you need to follow if you are using verbs in the simple past. Okay? Especially the regular verbs. As you can see, the ones that we have here is a small quantity of verbs in which we pronounce the ed at the end. Okay? Solo son una pequeña cantidad de verbos en los que sí se pronuncia la ed. En la mayoría, como pueden ver, se pronuncia o una T o una D. ¿Ok? Entonces, no pronuncien en todos los verbos la ed al final. ¿Por qué? Solo los que tienen T o D, estos sonidos, sí podemos pronunciar la ed al final. ¿Ok? Any questions? Any doubts? No? Okay. Let's see. And here we have some common irregular verbs, okay? You have a list of verbs here in the last page of your book. Let's see, here is page number... No sé si pueden verlo ustedes, si pueden buscar a la página en donde tienen la lista de verbos.
175.
175. Okay. Let's go to page 175. Okay. These are some of the verbs that you need to learn, that you need to know in this level. Okay, estos son los verbos que sí o sí necesitan saber en este nivel. Quiero saber si hay alguno que no sepan, que no entiendan tal vez. Here we have be, become, begin, bite, break, bring, build, buy, choose, come, cost, do, dream, forbid, forget, get, forgive, forget, give, go, roll, have, hear, hide, hold, keep, know, learn, leave, let, and lose. ¿Hay alguno de la primera columna que no conozcan, tal vez? ¿O que no sepan cómo se pronuncia en el pasado simple?
Bid,
Bite.
forbid,
Forbid. Prohibir. Forbid es prohibir. Forbade. Prohibido. O prohibió, perdón. Prohibió. Any other? No? What about the second? Forgive. Forgive, perdonar. Forgive, perdonar. Forgave, perdonó, perdoné. En el pasado.
Keep,
Keep, depende de la oración. Generalmente significa mantener, mantener algo o una actividad que uno está haciendo. Keep. Y la pronunciación en el pasado es kept.
grow,
Grow, crecer. Grew, creció.
Hide,
Hide, esconderse. Esconder, esconderse. Hide, escondió. Okay, let's check the second column. Okay, la segunda
Teacher.
columna. ¿Sí?
The difference live and let.
The difference between
Live,
live and left.
let. Yes.
Okay, live, irse, irse de algún lugar. Left, se fue de algún lugar. Ok, en pasado. Let's check the second column. Here we have make, and in the past, made. Meet, met. Pay, paid. Put, put. Read, read. Write, wrote. Ring, rang. Rise, rose. Raise, rose, sorry. Run, ran. Say, said. See, saw. Sell, sold. Send, sent. Sleep, slept. Speak, spoke. Spend, spent. Stand, stood. Steal, stole. Stick, stuck. Swim, swam. Take, took. Teach, taught. Tell, told. Think, thought. Throw, threw. Understand, understood. Wake, woke. Wear, wore. Win, won. Write, wrote. Okay, any words that you don't understand here?
ring,
Ring, llamar. Como telefonear más o menos. O también tocar el timbre, si es que fuese un timbre. Ring the bell o tocar la campana, puede ser.
Rise.
Como levantar, depende de la oración. Levantar la mano, levantar algo.
Stick.
Stick, pegar algo, como pegar algo en su cuaderno, en la pared. Stick. Any
Throw.
other? Again?
Throw.
Tirar algo, botar. Tirar algo o botar algo. Any other? Okay. So these are the verbs that you need to know, and you need to know how to pronounce in the past too. Okay? Good. So let's continue here. On the page 13. Exercise number 4. Underline all the simple past negative sentences and questions in the text. Okay, so I want you to do this. Okay, now that you have the sentences here, negative sentences and questions, I want you to help me to complete here the rules in exercise number 4. Okay, see here. Number 1, to form negative sentences in the simple past, we normally use, what do we use? To form negative sentences in the simple past.
Didn't?
Did.
Didn't, right? Very good. We use didn't and the base form of the verb. So this is the rule, right? Number 2, to form a question in the simple past, we normally use
Did.
did. Did, subject, and the base form. Very good. And the last one, the negative was, of was, and where is,
Wasn't and weren't.
wasn't and weren't, right? Very good. Wasn't and weren't. And the negative of could. ¿Cuál sería la forma negativa de could? Very good. Couldn't, right? Couldn't. Good. So these are some of the rules that we are going to be following for this lesson. Okay. Any questions? Any doubts? Okay, let's read some of the examples we have here in the next chart. It says simple past and time expressions. This is something very important. When we are talking about time expressions in the past, we normally have some very common, okay? Let's see some of them. Time expressions in the simple past. So we have some expressions with last, for example, last night. Do you know any other time expression with last? Last night is one. Any other?
Last weekend?
Last week, last weekend, very good. Last?
Year.
Last year, very good, last year. Any other?
Last month.
Last month, very good. So here we have last week, last weekend, last year, last month, right? Good. Last Monday, last Friday, last Saturday. Okay. Todas las expresiones que podemos hacer con last. Then we have the next one. For example, last night I went to the supermarket. Or I went to the supermarket last night. We can place the time expression at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. If we place the time expression at the beginning, we need a comma, okay? Then we have this other time expression with ago. Do you remember any with ago?
Years ago.
Years ago, yes. What else? ¿Qué más podríamos decir?
2 days ago.
2 days ago, weeks ago, right? Month ago, minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, an hour ago, 3 days ago, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, o podemos cambiar los números, por supuesto. For example, John called 10 minutes ago. Very good. Then we have the other, yesterday. Do you remember any time expression with yesterday? ¿Recuerdan alguna con yesterday?
Yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, right? What else? Yesterday night, yesterday evening, okay? The day before yesterday. Okay, good. So here we have some time expressions and some others with at. This is something that you have in your book. Esto es algo que tiene en su libro en la página 114, 114. It says, we often use time expressions with a simple past to say when an action happened. Time expressions can go at the end or at the beginning of the sentence. As I told you before, when we place this at the beginning, we need a comma. Okay, no se olviden de poner una coma si van a poner su time expression al principio de su oración. Last year, the president traveled to Europe. The president traveled to Europe last year. As you can see, if we place the time expression at the end, we don't need a comma. Okay? Then we have some other time expressions. We check some of the ones that we have with last, with yesterday, with ago, but we have some others with at. Remember when we use at, we normally say the time. Okay, for example, at 6 o'clock. The train arrived at 6 o'clock, at 9 o'clock, at 9:30, 8:45, whatever, okay? But always with times. Then we have in, we use in with seasons, months, and years. For example, they traveled in the summer. Okay, this is a season in the summer. In 2015, we moved to Portugal. As you can see, we use here year. And the last one, on. We can use on with days, dates, and the weekend. For example, what did you do on Monday? Days. The next one, did you do anything special on July 14th? On July 4th, sorry. And here we have dates, July 4th. I went to the movies on the weekend. You can see, here we have the weekend. So we can use on with days, dates, and the weekend. Okay? Any questions, any doubts? Okay, let's read some of the examples we have here in your book. Please, Kenya, can you read the positive sentences, the affirmative sentences?
Alexander traveled to Dubai. He took a photo.
He took a photo. Very good. Thank you. Let's go with another student. Camacho, please. Nain Camacho. I want you to read the negative sentences.
Alexander didn't travel to Dubai and he didn't take a photo.
Very good. Thank you. And Jessica, please. Questions.
Why did he travel to Dubai? Why did he take a photo?
Very good. As you can see, we are following the structures we checked before, okay? Tenemos los auxiliares para las oraciones negativas y los auxiliares para las preguntas. And then we have the time expressions. Time expressions go at the end or at the beginning of sentences. Remember that we use a comma when we have these time expressions at the beginning, okay? Daniela, please, can you read these two sentences?
Alexander traveled to Dubai in May 2014. In May 2014, Alexander traveled to Dubai.
Very good. Okay, thank you guys. So let's practice a little bit this. I want you to go to page 114. 114. And we are going to do exercise 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, if you have any questions, any doubts, or you are not sure about your answers, remember that you can read the examples here with regular verbs and irregular verbs. Here we have some of the spelling rules. Tenemos algunas de las reglas que mencionamos para transformar los verbos al pasado también. Okay, let's do exercise number 1. Please, Andrea, can you read the instructions in exercise 1?
Okay, teacher, complete the sentence with the correct simple past form of the verbs.
Okay, thank you. Complete the sentences with the correct simple past form of the verbs. Very good. So here we have a verb. We have some verbs in parentheses, as you can see. Use those verbs to complete the sentences, okay? I'm going to give you some minutes. Let's start with sentence number 1. Please, Axel, can you read sentence number 1?
Number 1.
Mm-hmm.
They learned to speak Spanish in Colombia.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Tell me, Alexander, when do we need to pronounce the ED at the end? ¿Cuándo necesitamos pronunciar la ED al final? ¿Recuerda?
Cuando
¿Recuerda
tienen la T y la D.
Very good. Cuando tienen la T y la D. ¿Aquí tienen la T o la D aquí antes de la ED?
No.
No. Entonces, ¿cómo sería la pronunciación?
Learned.
Learned, right? Learned. Mm-hmm. Very good. Thank you. Let's go with sentence number 2. Here we have a question. Please, Camila.
Did you see Hannah yesterday?
Mm-hmm. Very good. Did you see Hannah yesterday? Jessica, please, number 3.
We took this photo from the top of that building.
Is that a question?
No, siempre me equivoco. Yeah, we took this photo from the top of that building.
See, yes, very good. Okay, let's go with the next one, please. Number 4, Andrea.
I didn't go to class last week.
Again, please.
I didn't go to class last week.
Is that a question?
No.
No. ¿Cómo sería entonces?
I didn't go to class last week.
Very good. Thank you. The next one, please, is for Damian. Number 5.
Did you enjoy the movie?
Again, please.
Did you enjoy the movie?
Okay. Aquí la fuerza de voz de este verbo está al final, no al principio, ¿ok? No sería enjoy, sino enjoy. ¿Ok? Una vez más.
Did you enjoy the movie?
Very good. Thank you. Let's go with Fabiola, number 6.
How
Annoying. ¿Así se dice eso?
Ok, la fuerza de voz en la O. Annoying.
How annoying. Elise wasn't check her emails last night.
Ok. So, el verbo acá, ¿cuál sería, Fabiola?
El verbo to be.
Ok,
No.
el verbo que tenemos en el paréntesis es
Check.
check, ¿cierto? Ok. Recordemos que cuando tenemos otro verbo que no sea el verbo to be, ¿qué debemos ocupar para que nuestra oración sea negativa en el pasado? ¿Recuerda? ¿Qué ocupamos para que nuestra oración sea negativa?
It wasn't. Didn't.
Ok. Solo ocupamos wasn't cuando en nuestro paréntesis tenemos not be. ¿Ok? Algo así debería haber en nuestro paréntesis. Solamente cuando está el verbo to be solito. ¿Ok? Pero acá tenemos el verbo check. Entonces no podríamos decir wasn't check, ¿cierto? ¿Qué verbo ocuparíamos? ¿Qué auxiliar ocuparíamos?
Didn't check.
Didn't.
Yes, didn't check. ¿Ok? Recuerden que cuando sus compañeros están participando, ustedes tienen que esperar su turno. ¿Ok? The next one, please. Number 7. Pamela.
Did Paula call you on Monday?
Very good. Did Paula call you on Monday? And the last one is for, please, Harven, number 8.
Number 8. I worked in a restaurant 5 years ago.
Okay, very good. I worked in a restaurant 5 years ago. Good job. Thank you, guys. Recuerden que para las oraciones negativas, si tenemos otro verbo que no es el verbo to be, debemos ocupar el auxiliar didn't. Okay? Any questions, any doubts in this exercise, number 1? Okay, let's go to exercise number 2. Write simple past questions. Okay, I'm going to give you some minutes. Write the questions and then we can check together. So let's start please with Rosa. Will you read question number 1?
What did you do yesterday?
Very good. What did you do yesterday? Carolina, number 2.
Did your sister go on vacation with you last year?
Yesterday. Yesterday. Did your sister go on vacation with you last year? Good job. The next one is for Jessica, please.
When did you finish the project?
When did you finish the project? Good. The next one, number 4. Let's go with Johnny.
Number 4. Did you have a smartphone 10 years ago?
Very good. Roy, please, number 5.
Number 5 is when did Mario take the photo?
And the last one. The last one is for Omar, please.
Where did you be on Monday at 10 a.m.?
Okay, thank you. I want you to pay attention to the verb, Omar. What is the verb in this question? ¿Cuál sería el verbo? What is the verb?
To
Verb to be, right? Okay. ¿Cómo hacemos nuestras preguntas con el verbo to be? Omar?
Where was you?
Okay. Nuestro sujeto es you. ¿Cuál es el verbo to be en el pasado para you?
Where?
Where. Entonces, ¿cómo sería su pregunta?
Where were you on Monday at 10 a.m.?
Where were you on Monday at 10 a.m.? Very good. Okay, I want you to pay attention to the questions here. Recuerden siempre, cuando ustedes tengan un be, un verbo to be, ya sea en oraciones o en preguntas, la estructura cambia, ¿ok? Ya no necesitamos poner un auxiliar did, como en las otras. Por ejemplo, aquí, si se dan cuenta, todas tienen did. Todas las preguntas tienen did. ¿Por qué? Porque aquí nuestro verbo es otro, cualquier verbo que no sea el verbo to be. Por ejemplo, aquí do, go, finish, have, and take. Pero como la pregunta, la última pregunta, nuestro verbo es be, no necesitamos auxiliar did para nuestra pregunta. ¿Ok? Solo el verbo to be. ¿Alguna pregunta, alguna duda? Okay, so we're going to match these questions with the answers in the next exercise. Okay, let's go to exercise B. Exercise B says, match answers A to F with questions 1 to 6. So let's read first the answers, okay? For example, answer number 1. Araceli, no, perdón, Areli. Andrea Areli, can you read A? Can you read sentence A? Areli?
I finished it a few days ago.
Okay, I finished it a few days ago. Which of the questions do you think is the correct for this answer, guys?
Number 3.
Number 3, okay. When did you finish the project? Very good. And here is number 3, right? Good. Thank you. Let's go with the next question, please. Carla Daniela, can you read B? Answer B.
Okay. Yes, I did. It was very expensive.
Which of the questions do you think is the correct?
Number 2. I think.
Okay, maybe. What do you think, guys? Do you agree with your partner?
4.
Number 2?
Number 4.
Number 4. Do you have a smartphone 10 years ago? Yes, I did. It was very expensive, right? Very good. Number 4. Thank you. Let's go with another student. Please, Camila, letter C.
I went to a friend's house and watched a movie.
Okay.
Question 1.
1. What did you do yesterday? Very good. Okay. The next one, please, Jasmine, letter D.
I was in my car driving to work. Number 6.
Number 6, right? Where were you on Monday at 10 a.m.? Alejandra, please. Answer E.
No, she didn't. She stayed at home.
Mhm.
Did your sister go on vacation with you last year?
Very good. Thank you. And the last one, please. 9.
He took it last month when he was in Poland.
Mhm. Number 5. When did Mario take the photo? Very good. Number 5. Don't forget this verb here. We don't pronounce the ed here, right? No la pronunciamos la ed porque aquí tenemos una che antes de la ed, entonces sería watched. Watched. Ok, como una T al final. Good, very good. Thank you, guys. Let's do exercise number 3 now. Choose the correct options to complete the sentences. We're going to do it together, okay? Number 1 says, we didn't take any photos. Which
In
of
the
the
summer.
in the summer? Very good. Voy a subrayar todas las opciones. In the summer, right? Mhm. Let me underline the options here. Okay, good. In the summer. Number 2, I bought this phone a few years
Ago.
ago. Very good. We moved to a new apartment
In
August.
in August. Yes. Did you see Andres in town
Yesterday.
yesterday? The concert started at 9 p.m. Monica and Julieta went to the movies
On Saturday.
on Saturday. Did your college course finish on July 5th? They met in a cafe
Last night.
last night. Very good. Excellent, guys. Any questions here?